ahead and begin recording at this time. And once again, I'd like to welcome Ms. Darnay Cooley for presenting this morning. It's all yours, Darnay.
Okay, well, good morning and thank you for joining me again on this presentation on stress relief and self-care. So just a little bit, of what we'll cover during this presentation, just a little bit, talk a little bit about what is stress, some causes and signs of stress, ways to manage stress, and we'll also go over some effective stress relievers and self-care. We'll also discuss a little bit about meditation and self-care, ways to practice meditation, and then if we have time, we can do a little bit of a meditation exercise. So, let's start out by, defining what is stress. Stress is our body's response to pressure. Many different situations of or life events can cause stress. It is often triggered when we experience something new, unexpected, or that threatens our sense of self, or when we feel we have little control over a situation. We all deal with stress differently. Our ability to cope can depend on a variety of factors, such as our genetics, early life experiences, or personality and or social and economic circumstances. When we encounter or are stressed, our body produces stress hormones that trigger a flight or fight response and activates our immune system. And this helps us respond quickly to dangerous or stressful situations. Sometimes the stress response can be useful. It can help us push through, pain or fear. Our stress hormones will usually go back to normal quickly once the stressful event is over, and there won't be any lasting effects. However, too much stress can cause negative effects. It can leave us in a permanent state of flight or fight, leaving us overwhelmed or unable to cope. Long term, this can affect our physical and mental health. So, what makes us stress? There are many things and situations that can lead to stress: grief and bereavement, a divorce or a separation, losing a job, or unexpected money problems. Work related stress can also have a negative impact on our mental health. And individuals affected by work related stress lose an average of about 24 days of work due to ill health. Even positive life changes, such as, moving to a bigger home, gaining a job promotion, or, even taking a vacation, can be sources of stress. Now, if you feel stress, in these situations, you may struggle to understand why or be unwilling to share your feelings with others. So, what are some signs of stress? When you are stressed, you may feel anxious or overwhelmed, afraid. You may become angry or aggressive, develop feelings of sadness, become irritable, frustrated, depressed. And these feelings can sometimes produce physical symptoms, making you feel even worse. You may behave differently if you're stressed. You may withdraw from other people or snap at them, be indecisive or inflexible, just have a difficult time thinking clearly or making decisions, may become tearful, have problems getting to sleep or staying asleep. You may even start to, smoke or drink alcohol, more than usual. So let's look at how our body might react to stress. If you're stressed, your body might react to this experience, and you may start to experience headaches, nausea, indigestion, shallow breathing or hyperventilating, sweating, having heart palpitations, and your body may also experience some aches and pains. If the stress is long lasting, You may notice your sleep and memory are affected, your eating habits change, or you feel less inclined to exercise or just to kind of get outside and engage in activities. Some research has also linked long-term stress to gastrointestinal conditions like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or stomach ulcers, as well as conditions like cardiovascular disease. So, how can you help yourself? One way to help yourself with stress is to recognize when stress is a problem. It's important to connect the physical and emotional signs you are experiencing to the pressures you are faced with. Don't ignore physical warning signs such as having tense muscles, often, or, feeling overly tired, headaches, or even migraines. Think about what's causing your stress. Try to sort them into issues with a practical solution. Things that will get better with time and things you can't do anything about. You want to take control by taking small steps towards the things you can improve. Make a plan to address the things that you can. This might involve setting yourself realistic expectations and prioritizing essential commitments. If you feel overwhelmed, ask for help and say no to things you can't take on at the moment. Review your lifestyle. Are you taking on too much? Could you hand over some things to someone else? Can you do things in a more leisurely way? You may need to prioritize things and recognize your life and reorganize, your life so that you're not trying to do everything at once. Build supportive relationships. Find close friends or family who can offer help and practical advice. Can support you in managing stress. Joining a club or taking a course can help to expand your social network and encourage you to do something different. Activities like volunteering, can change your perspective and have a beneficial impact on your mood and help you to feel less stress. Eating healthy, a healthy diet can improve your mood. Getting good nutrition, and water can help you maintain your mental well-being. Be aware of your smoking and drinking. If you do smoke or drink, cut down or cut out smoking and drinking if you can. They may seem to reduce tension or stress in the moment, but actually they can make problems worse. Alcohol and caffeine can actually increase feelings of anxiety and stress. Exercise. Physical exercise can help manage the effects of stress by producing endorphins that boost your mood. Even a little bit of physical activity can make a difference, such as walking for 15 to 20 minutes, 3 times a week, either in the morning, during the day, middle of the day, or in the evenings. You want to remember to take time out, take time to relax and practice self-care where you do positive things for yourself. Striking a balance between responsibility to others and responsibility to yourself is vital in reducing stress levels. Be mindful. Mindfulness meditation, which we will discuss more later in this presentation, can be practiced anywhere at any time. And research has suggested it can be helpful for managing and reducing the effects of stress and anxiety. Get some restful sleep. Sleep is important. If you're having difficulty sleeping, you can try to reduce the amount of caffeine you consume, before bedtime or during the day. And, try to avoid too much screen time before bedtime. Writing down or write down a to-do list for the next day to help you prioritize, but make sure that you put it aside before bedtime. Sometimes we have difficulty, sleeping because we're trying to manage and balance so many things. And, we're constantly thinking about, all right, what is it that we have to do, for the next day? And it does help to, make a list of all the things that you want to get done or you feel as if you need to get done for the next day, and then put it aside. So then you can get up in the morning, you can take a look at it, and then start, crossing some things off your list. Don't be too hard on yourself. Try to keep things in perspective, and don't be too hard on yourself. Look for things in your life that are positive, and write down, things that make you feel grateful. And another thing is, don't be afraid to get professional help if you feel you need it. If you continue to feel overwhelmed by stress, don't be afraid to seek professional help. It's important to get help as soon as possible so you can start to feel better. Talk to your doctor about how you're feeling, and they should be able to advise you on, treatment, and may be able to provide you with a referral to someone, that can further help you. So let's talk about some stress relievers and self-care techniques. For minor ch- um, challenges to major crises. Stress is part of life. And while you can't always control your circumstances,
Repost the link.
It's the old one. Vanessa's
you,
sending me a new one right now. She's emailing me.
oh, okay. So, a lot of times, you can't always control your circumstances, but you can control how you respond to them. And when stress becomes overwhelming, or it's chronic, it can take a toll on your well being. And that's why it's important to have effective stress relievers that can calm your mind and your body. There isn't a one size fit all option when it comes to stress relief. However, what works for one person might not work for another. And what works for you at home might not be an option when you're at work or, out in the community. Dancing around your living room might be helpful, but dancing in the grocery store might not be, so helpful. So it's important to have a variety of stress relief tools at your disposal. And, then you'll be able to pick a strategy that works best for you and your current circumstance. So let's talk about some short-term stress relief and self-care strategies. Uh, you know, Short-term stress relief and self-care strategies include guided imagery. Guided imagery is, you can consider it like taking a short vacation in your mind. It can improve, it can involve imagining yourself being in a happy place, maybe picturing yourself sitting on a bench, listening to the waves, smelling the ocean, and feeling the warm sand, beneath you. Guided imagery can be done with a recording where you listen to someone walk you through a peaceful scene. Or once you know how to do it yourself, you can practice guided imagery on your own. Simply close your eyes for a minute and walk yourself through a peaceful scene. Think about all the sensory experiences you're engaging in and allow yourself to feel as though you're really there. After a few minutes, open your eyes and return to the present moment. Um, meditation brings short-term stress relief as well as long-lasting stress management benefits. And there are many different forms of meditation to try, and each one is unique and bring its own appeal. You might develop a mantra that you repeat in your mind as you take slow, deep breaths. Or you might take a few minutes to practice mindfulness, which involves being present in the moment. Simply pay attention to what you see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. When you're focused on the here and now, you won't be able to ruminate about something that's already happened, and you can't worry about something in the future. Meditation and mindfulness, it does take practice, but it can make a big difference in your overall stress level as it brings you back to the present. There's practice progressive muscle relaxation, and this involves relaxing all the muscles in your body group by group. And, to practice, you can start with a few deep breaths, then, practice tightening and relaxing each muscle group, in your body. You can start with your forehead and move all the way down to your toes. With practice, you'll learn to recognize tension and tightness in your muscles, and you'll be able to relax more easily. Each time you practice, however, you should experience a feeling of relaxation, kind of just sweeping through or, going through your body. Focus on breathing, just focusing on your breath or changing the way you breathe can make a big difference to your overall stress levels. Breathing techniques can calm your body and your brain in just a few minutes. And the best news is that no one around you, will even know you're doing them. So, whether you're in a stressful meeting or you're sitting in a crowd, breathing exercises can be key to reducing your stress. Now, while there are many different breathing exercises like the karate breathing, a few simple ones include, breathing in through your nose and watching your belly fill with air. Count slowly to 3 as you inhale, hold for 1 second, and then slowly breathe out through your nose as you count to 3 again. Breathe in through your nose and imagine that you're inhaling peaceful, calm air. Imagine that the air, spreading through your body as you exhale. Imagine that you're breathing out stress and tension. Another stress relief activity you can engage in is taking a walk. Exercise is a fantastic stress reliever that can work in minutes. Taking a walk allows you to enjoy a change of scenery, which can get you into a different frame of mind and brings the benefits of exercise as well. So, whether you just need to take a stroll around the office to get a break from a frustrating task, or you decide to go for a long walk in the park after work or around your neighborhood, walking is a simple but effective way to rejuvenate your mind and your body and to de-stress a little bit, relax. Now, in the privacy of your own home, there are many stress relief and self-care strategies that can help you relax quickly. So, whether you've had a tough or rough day at work or you're stressed about how much you have to do, these strategies can give you some immediate relief from stress as well. You know, Getting a hug from a loved one, physical touch can and do a lot to relieve your stress. Hugging a loved one can be especially beneficial. When you hug someone, oxytocin, also known as the cuddle hormone, is released. And oxytocin is associated with higher levels of happiness and lower levels of stress. Oxytocin also causes a reduction in blood pressure. It reduces the stress hormone norepinephrine and can produce a sense of relaxation. So, don't be afraid to ask a loved one for a hug if you need it. It's good for both you and it can be one of the simplest forms of stress relief available. Um, Enjoy aromatherapy. Aromatherapy has real benefits for stress relief. It can help you to feel energized, more relaxed, or more present in the moment. emerging research suggests or has shown that, certain scents can alter brain waves, brainwave activity, and decrease stress hormones in the body. So whether you enjoy candles, diffusers, or body, lotion products or hand products, consider incorporating some aromatherapy into your day as a way to manage and to reduce stress. If you're artistic, create artwork. Getting in touch with your creative side, may have been easy for you or, all of us as children. But if you've lost touch with your, liking for art or that inner child, it's not too late to pick it up again. If you aren't into drawing or painting, considering coloring, in a coloring book. And, adult coloring books have risen in popularity, over the last couple of years. And for a good reason, coloring can be a great stress reliever. And research consistently shows that coloring can have a meditative effect. One study found that anxiety levels declined in people who were coloring complex geometric patterns, making it a perfect outlet for stress reduction. Now, let's talk a little bit about long-term, stress relief and self-care strategies. Certain habits can promote resilience to stress, as well as increase overall wellness. For example, those who exercise or meditate regularly tend to become less stressed in the face of a tough challenge. So it's important to create a lifestyle that will help you ward off stress and deal with challenges in a healthy way. Again, we're back to, eating a balanced diet. A poor diet can bring greater reactivity towards stress. Emotional eating and reaching for high fat, high sugary foods can produce a temporary sense of relief that adds to your long term stress. Refined carbs like cookies and potato chips can cause a spike in blood sugar. When your blood sugar crashes, you might experience some stress and anxiety. So, consuming a healthy diet can help you combat stress over the long haul. Foods like eggs, avocados, and walnuts support mood regulation and energy balance. You want to make time for leisure activities. Leisure activities can be a wonderful way to relieve stress. Yet, many people feel as though their lives are too busy for hobbies or games or, just a little extra fun. But building time for leisure into your schedule can be key to helping you feel, at your best most of the time. And when you feel better, you'll perform better, which means leisure time may make your work time more efficient. Whether you find joy in caring for a garden or you like making quilts, hobbies and leisure activities are the key to living, your best stress-free life. Developing a positive self-talk habits, the way you talk to yourself matters. Harsh self-criticism, self-doubt, and catastrophic predictions aren't helpful. If you're constantly thinking things like, I don't have time for this and I can't stand this, you'll stress yourself out definitely. And it's important to learn to talk to yourself in a more realistic, compassionate manner. When you call yourself names or doubt your ability to succeed, reply with a kinder dialogue or in a dialogue. Positive self talk can help you develop a healthier outlook. And an optimistic and compassionate conversation can help you to manage your emotions and take positive action. Yoga, and this goes along with exercise and physical activity. Yoga combines physical movement, meditation, light exercise, and controlled breathing, all of which provides excellent stress relief. And while you're likely to reap immediate benefits from a single yoga session, you're likely to receive long-term benefits if you incorporate it into your life in a consistent way. And yoga offers a variety of physical, psychological, and spiritual benefits. And, to get started, you might take a class, enroll on an online program, or, use an app to help you begin practicing. Expressing gratitude, gratitude is really beneficial. It helps you to recognize all the things you have to be thankful for. Whether you're grateful for a sunny day or thankful you arrived at work safely, think about all the good things you have in your life. Gratitude also reminds you of all the resources you have to cope with stress, which can be quite empowering, when you start to think about it. And studies also show, grateful people enjoy better mental health, lower stress, and a better quality of life. So, whether you decide to make it a habit to identify what you're grateful for as you sit around the dinner table, or you decide to write down 3 things you're grateful for in a gratitude journal, for example, every day, make gratitude a regular habit. Again, and I keep going back to prioritizing exercise. Physical activity is key to managing stress and improving mental health. And the best news is that there are many different kinds of activities that can reduce stress. I mean, joining a gym, taking a class, or, exercise outside. Keep in mind that there are many different ways to get more physical activity into your day too. Walking, strength training. Some people like to kayak or canoe. I'm not one of them, but there are people that, enjoy that physical activity. Hiking, taking a spin class are just a few different examples of ways you can get stress relief. So let's talk a little bit about strategies that engage in problem-focused coping. So most stress relievers, focus on changing your emotions, but sometimes you won't necessarily get relief until you change the environment, for example. And this is referred to as a problem-focused coping as opposed to emotion-focused coping. And problem-focused coping involves taking steps to remove the stressor from your life, as opposed to changing how you feel about the stressor. In order to do this, you will need to reassess your to-do list. If you're trying to squeeze 20 hours of work into 16 hours, you're going to feel stress. Reducing your workload could be key to helping you get through the day feeling better. Whether that means stepping away from a committee joined, or it involves hiring someone to complete some of your household chores for you. Honoring your time management skills can allow you to minimize the stresses that you experience, and better manage the ones that you can't avoid. When you are able to complete everything on your to-do list, without the stress of rushing or forgetting, your whole life feels a lot easier. Obtain social supports. Having supportive people in your life is the key to stress management. If you lack emotional support and friendship, it's important to find ways to be able to incorporate that in your life. That may mean reaching out to your existing network, perhaps confiding in a family member or a distant friend, can help you become closer, and it may give you the social support that you need. You may also need to expand your network, by joining an organization, attending a support group, or, even getting professional help if you lack the supportive people in your life. You may want to think about, cutting cutting out things that add to your stress. You know, sometimes the best way to reduce your stress is to cut some things out of your life. Get rid of the things that are adding to your stress so you can experience more peace. You know, watching the news, you know, being constantly connected to your digital devices, you know, drinking alcohol and consuming too much caffeine are just a few of these things that may add more stress to your life. Making some changes to your daily habits can be instrumental in helping you feel better. So now let's talk a little bit about meditation and mindfulness as a way to help reduce stress. So what is meditation? Meditation isn't about becoming a different person, a new person, or even a better person. It's about training in awareness and getting a healthy sense of perspective. You're not trying to turn off your thoughts or feelings. You're learning to observe them without judgment. And, you know, eventually you may start to feel better, you know, understand, and eventually you may start to, understand them well and to feel better. So, mindfulness. Mindfulness is the ability to be present, to rest in the here and now, and fully engage with whatever you're doing in the moment. And there are many types of meditations out there. So, you know, let's discuss a few of them. Meditation is an umbrella term for the many ways to a relaxed state of being. There are many types of meditation and relaxation techniques that have meditation components, and all share the same goal of achieving or trying to achieve inner peace within yourself. And ways to meditate can include guided imagery, you know, sometimes called, or guided meditation, which is sometimes called guided imagery or visualization. Um, with this method of meditation, you form mental images of places or situations you find relaxing. You try to use as many senses as possible, such as smell, sight, sound, you know, even textures. You may be led through the process by a guide or a teacher. Mantra meditation. And in this type of meditation, you silently repeat a calming word, thought or phrase to prevent distracting thoughts from coming into your mind. There's also mindfulness meditation. And this type of meditation is based on being mindful or having an increased awareness and acceptance of living in the present moment. In mindfulness meditation, you broaden your conscious awareness. You focus on what you experience, during meditation, such as the flow of your breath. You can observe your thoughts and emotions, but, let them pass through without any judgment. There's also a practice called Qigong, and this practice generally combines meditation, relaxation, and physical movement and breathing exercises to restore and maintain balance. And Qigong is part of traditional Chinese medicine. There's Tai Chi, and this is a form of gentle Chinese martial arts, and in Tai Chi, you perform a self-paced series of postures or movements in a slow, graceful manner while practicing, deep breathing. And then there's transcendental meditation. And simply, this meditation is a simple, natural technique. And in transcendental meditation, you silently repeat a personally assigned mantra to yourself, such as a word, sound, or phrase in a specific way. And this form of meditation may allow your body to settle into a state of profound rest and relaxation, and your mind, it'll help your mind to achieve a state of inner peace without needing to use any well, just kind of keeping your mind in a inner peace. Then there's yoga. You perform you perform a series of postures and controlled breathing exercises to promote a more flexible body and a calm mind. As you move through the poses that require balance and concentration, you're encouraged to focus less on your busy day and more on the movements that your body is going through. Now, everyday ways to practice meditation. So, don't let the thought of meditating the right way add to your stress. If you choose to, you can, attend a special meditation centers or group classes led by a trained instructors, but you can also practice meditation easily on your own. And you can make meditation as formal or informal as you like. However, it suits your lifestyle, and or your situation. Some people build meditation into their daily routine. For example, they may start and end each day with an hour or a half hour of meditation. But all you really need is a few minutes of quality time for meditation. So here are some ways that you can practice meditation on your own whenever you choose. Again, breathing deeply. This technique is good for beginners because breathing is a natural function. Focus all your attention on your breathing. Concentrate on feeling and listening as you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. Breathe deeply and slowly. When your attention wanders, gently return your focus, back to your breathing. Um, Doing a body scan, when using this technique, focus your attention on different parts of your body. Become aware of your body's various sensations, whether that's pain, tension, warmth, or relaxation. Combine body scanning with breathing exercises and imagine breathing heat or relaxation into and out of your different body parts. Again, repeat a mantra. You can create your own mantra, whether it's religious or secular. Walk and meditate, combining a walk with meditation is an effective and healthy way to relax. You can use this technique anywhere you're walking, such as in a in a trail, on a walking trail, or on the sidewalk, or in the mall. When you use this method, slow down your walking pace so that you can focus on each movement of your legs and feet. Don't focus on a particular destination. Concentrate, on your legs and feet, repeating, action words in your mind, such as lifting, moving, and placing as you lift each foot. Move your legs forward and place your feet on the ground. So you want to be conscious of how you're walking and how you're stepping. You can engage in prayer. Prayer is the best known and most widely practiced example of meditation. Spoken and written prayers are found in most faiths and traditions. You can pray using your own words or read a prayer written by others. Check the self-help section of your local bookstore or online for examples of different types of prayers. Talk with your rabbi, priest, pastor, or a spiritual leader, about possible resources, if that's something that works for you. You know, um, Read and reflect. Many people report that they benefit from reading poems or sacred texts and taking a few moments to quietly reflect on their meaning. You can also listen to sacred music, spoken words, or any music you find relaxing or inspiring. You may want to write down your reflections in a journal or discuss them with a friend or, a family member or a spiritual leader. And, focus, on love and gratitude. In this type of meditation, you focus your attention on a sacred image or being, weaving feelings of love, compassion, and gratitude into your thoughts. You can also close your eyes and use your imagination or gaze, at representations of images that, kind of help relax you and helps you feel feelings of gratitude or love or just relaxation. And in the next slide, this is a little 10-minute meditation that I don't think that we're going to have quite a lot of time for, but I'm going to play it, and this will give you a little bit of time just to kind of have some time to yourself, meditate a little bit, and just try to get a good start, to your already start of the day, and then we'll wrap up the presentation. So,
Hey, I'm John. Whether your day has just begun or you've been at it a while, I'm really glad you're here. And this daily meditation is all about getting you grounded, helping you release judgment, and setting a clear and purposeful intention to guide you. Let's start by getting into a position that's comfortable enough that you can hold, but isn't one that you'd otherwise get tired in. Try to have an active posture so your spine is tall and your head is resting gently on your spine. You close your eyes, or if you're not comfortable closing them, just let them gaze gently downward in a neutral state. And begin to take slow, deep breaths, deeper than you've taken all day so far. Allowing each breath to begin to ease your mind, your body, and your heart. Welcome. This is your time to focus on you and make yourself your first priority. Notice the journey of the breath through your body, weaving through your cells and muscles and joints, feeling the groundedness and connectedness there, and allowing that breath to ease and release any tightness or tension you may be feeling. Take notice of any judgments or triggers that may want to come up. Distractions are natural. So instead of judging the judgment, take a deeper breath in. And as you breathe out, allow the feeling to drift away gently with your breath. As you continue, beginning to allow the settling in of an intention based in kindness and assuming good intent and having compassion. Everyone has fear. Everyone knows uncertainty and doubt and self-criticism. To remember this in times when we have opposing views, feelings, or intentions with someone else. To remember that we're all human going through this together. And to remember that you are human and you don't have to be perfect. And from this settled, open, compassionate, and curious space, ask yourself, what is my intention for the rest of the day? And how can I go about it in a way that's based in those places of kindness and compassion? As you sit for the next short while, allow yourself to be open to hearing whatever it is your mind, body, and heart need.
Okay. And before I end this presentation, I'd like to end it with this Buddhist story of letting go. You know, we sometimes hold on to things consciously or unconsciously, which can have an effect on our mood and our stress levels. And I believe that this story illustrates the importance of letting go and not carrying needless burdens with us. So.
Hi, this is Dare to Do Motivation, and this is a story about letting go. Once upon a time, two Buddhist monks were on a journey. One of them was a senior monk, and the other was a junior monk. And during their journey, they approached a raging river, and on the riverbank stood a young lady. She was clearly concerned about how she would get to the other side of the river without drowning. The junior monk walked straight past her without giving it a thought, and he crossed the river. The senior monk, however, picked up the woman and carried her across the river. He placed her down, they parted ways, and on they went with their journey. As the journey went on, the senior monk could see some concern on the junior monk's mind. He asked what was wrong, and the junior monk replied, "How could you carry her like that? You know we can't touch women. It's against our way of life." And the senior monk answered, "I left the woman at the river's edge a long way back. Why are you still carrying her?" The senior monk had broken rules, but for good reason. Once the purpose was fulfilled, he put her down and continued on. He never gave it a further thought. The junior monk, however, he didn't touch the woman, but he had brought up the actions of the senior monk when it was an action of the past. Therefore, the junior monk was carrying the burden of what the senior monk had done as an emotional baggage. You see, in life, we have little use for past experiences except of learning, whether it is good or bad. And just like in this Buddhist monk story, we need to let go of any burden the past has placed on us. It's happened, it's over. It cannot be changed. We can only move forward and create a more compelling future for ourselves. If you hang on to something which happened in the past, which gives you suffering, every time you relive it, you think about it, you will get the same suffering over and over again, which will create a cycle of suffering for yourself. So stop worrying and let the past go. In that way, you can concentrate fully on the future. This is Dare to Do Motivation Stories. Thanks for watching.
So this is just some resources that I used to put this presentation together. And thank you, for allowing me to talk to you once again on this Wednesday morning about stress relief and self-care.
Thank you, Darnay, and thank you for your knowledge. Why we're getting such feedback, and I apologize about that. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.